Alright, man, that car is a lap down.
Okay, that happened. Like, what is the game trying to do? Like, every few seconds, it's just trying to blow up my PC.
Turn on your right. Clear on the right.
Holy fuck, it just shot down to 20 frames.
One more lap to win. Slow car ahead. That car is a lap down. We got a slow car up ahead. Go right.
They run out of fuel.
Slow car ahead. We got a slow car on the left. We have about 2 laps of fuel left. Alright, man, that car is a lap down. Go right. Car on your right. Alright, man, that car is a lap down. Clear on the right. You got one on your right. Clear on the right. Alright, man, that car is a lap down. Car on your left. Clear on the left. Why did these other guys even bother to show up?
Am I even still streaming? Dude, I can't even tell if I'm streaming or not. It's so borked right now. I want to assume I still am. Well, let me make sure I am. Okay, I think I still am.
The race is over.
I think I still am. Okay. Oh god, that's not what I want to do. This one. Okay. Yeah, I meant start finish line. Jesus. It's so big I can't tell where it is. Oh. Well, that happened. Oh. The game trying to screw everything up, I guess. The game or just... I don't even know what was going on there. Like, my entire PC was just trying to die. And I somehow won, I guess. I think it's just because, like, I had the difficulty set a little, maybe a little too low. I'll give it that. So let's see here. So of course I won in GTP, which I mean goes to show that hey, Ferrari is ready for GTP. I don't make the rules. Let's see here. We got TDS winning in LMP2, I think. Yeah. Yep. Got Mikael Jensen with TDS winning it in LMP2 and GT3. Let's see, what was the first? Oh, what happened to the Prime Miller card? Oh, I'll have to look at it in a second. Is an P2 card? Huh? Oh, it was. G9 auto car. Oh, and Fat Motorsports won in GTD Pro. So, hell yeah. For once. FAF won in GTD Pro. And Inception won in GTD. Well, like, that's something. Yeah, I just hate that though. The stream just was screwing up for some reason. Like I don't even know what that was. But 1 second. Okay. Turn that down a bit so I can talk. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Speaking of which, I missed SmackDown. God damn it. Ah, alright. Oh, let me talk for a bit, I guess. Yeah, for a little bit. But this is actually pretty fun. Pretty chill stream. I just hate that for a couple times there, the stream just kept fucking up. So this will be another VOD that'll be split into parts, I guess. God, it's still trying to fuck up, I guess. Jesus. But this is a pretty fun. This is a really fun idea. I definitely could see it being something. Oh God. I definitely could see this being like a fun little like endurance race idea for like week 13. If iRacing ever had the opportunity to do something like this, just like really goofy odd combinations that you wouldn't really expect. Just to like give it a try, but like make it so it's like your safety rating doesn't really count towards anything, but still be pretty fun and chill for the most part. Um, I will say, for when it comes to AI, like, I really should have maybe upped it a little bit because I think it was maybe a little too easy, and I don't think the adaptive AI was helping that much with it. Got a JDC Porsche, the yellow banana. But yeah, but really fun idea. I did say like it would be a pretty fun idea for something maybe like a week 13 endurance race type deal if it ever came to be. But I do think you could maybe try this. I would say maybe try this. I really hope iRacing has something for it in like season 4 or something. Even though I think it's going to be more for production card challenge, but I do think like even with that, it still would be pretty fun. But I really would like to see maybe Michelin Pilot and IMSA Sports Car Endurance Challenge, the LMP3 and GT4 series. Try this. Because it's not that bad of a layout, especially um for actual races. Like, say for like this, for example, like if you had just the proper IMSA cars, like of course you'd have some really goofy shenanigans that would happen. Like turn one, definitely. Um, if you get like a slower class car and a faster class car, like a GT3 and up against a GTP, for example, you might get some people that are going to be a little bit too impatient and try something through here. Like you definitely would have that. You might have maybe a few guys just be impatient and send it through this little section here, and then probably, and of course, these couple corners here were die bombs. maybe through here you might have something a little goofy with like maybe like a prototype trying to pass someone outside and maybe GT not paying attention or some shit like that. Like just some of it is just more of just typical guys that probably wouldn't pay attention that much. Um, Trying to think. Like, because that would just be more what I would see it. But again, you're talking about maybe like guys that are like maybe C class, D class, or whatever that are in a high enough rating to where they can run whatever is running in here, whatever iRacer would ever decide to do. Maybe like um, maybe they do Mission Pilot or IMSA Sports Car Challenge, or they go with the IMSA Endurance Series with the Sprint Series included. Like it would just be more of just your typical shenanigans where guys just are impatient. Like you take for me where I'm at like averaging like 2K usually if I'm not like just throwing it all in the garbage, all my I rating in the garbage. Like you definitely would have something like that where a lot of people just low level like that. Maybe the occasional 5K person just doing something really stupid just because they're impatient. Just shenanigans like that. But overall, like it is doable. I do believe it is doable in these. Because even just against AI, this was a really fun endurance race. Like, this was honestly really fun. Like, it did get pretty chilled out for the most part. Like, like most of your typical AI races would. But for the most part, this was actually pretty fun. This was a really fun idea. Because it's interesting. Because, like, you get, like, so what was it? You get vintage IMSA with the Nissan GTP and the Audi GTO. Like usually you have those run around like say Charlotte Roval or even this season they ran at Homestead. When was it? It was around the same time I went down to Watkins Glen for NASCAR that they ran that one. But it's like you have that. I don't see where you can't have maybe like a Michelin Pilot or IMSA Sports Car Challenge or even the IMSA Sprint and Endurance Series itself race around this because again, it's a fun idea. It's a fun and very challenging track. Like you have very technical sections mixed in with very high speed sections. So it's like I have enough downforce for the infield portion, but have it like slimmed out enough to where it'll produce enough speed down around the oval section. And I do want to try doing like a series like this where I go through and look at a lot of the like either some of the old Roval races or even just some old tracks in general that IMSA used to race at back in its like American Le Mans series and Grand Am era days, especially Grand Am because like some of the tracks that you used to race at are just like tracks that you look at and be like, they did that, huh? Okay. especially because like to me, like Grand Am is like if you name off like sports car series, um, if you'd name off even just like prototypes for example, if you'd name off um some of the prototypes and the topic of Daytona prototypes comes in mind, I guarantee you a lot of people aren't going to go or aren't going to think straight first of the they're not going to think first of the old like Riley's, Fad Cars, uh Dorians and Delaras of like the late of like the 2000s and early 2010s. They're going to think more of uh like 2012 and up or 2012 and 2013 and of course like the uh United sports car years with the what would become what now is IMSA with the uh in like 2014, 15 and 16 where you have the Corvette and old Ford Riley Daytona prototypes. Those are the ones people are going to think of first when you hear the name Daytona prototype. Like you're like I think the only people you're gonna have that remember the old Grand Am Daytona prototype days with like the Dorians or was it Dorians Fad Cars, Riley's, shit like that. Mainly because like you take like granted because like Daytona prototypes they kind of just turned into the same ordeal as what LMP2 currently has, where they have four chassis. You have the Delara, the Orca, Ligier, and Multimatic. But um, everyone chooses the Orca just because that's the dominant car. That kind of happened the same way with Daytona prototype with the early ones, the early Gen 1 and Gen 2 era ones, just because the Riley was just a better chassis. But at least on that front, you still had like multiple manufacturers on that. Like you still had like what was it? You had Lexus, um, Chevrolet and Pontiac. You had Porsche, BMW. Like a lot of the manufacturers that are still racing today in some form, they were still in Daytona prototypes back in the day. But yeah. uh, God, it's 12. Yeah, it's going on 1 a.m. I definitely gotta get some sleep. I didn't think I was gonna be streaming for this long. Good God. Holy fuck, they're Acura. Uh. Alright, well. Gotta quit this. And make myself big. Oh God. Yep. I didn't even realize it still did that kind of stuff. I still gotta do something else with some of these other ones I gotta like. Hold on. I just want to show you some of these guys, or show you some of the things I had ideas for, like AI race. Like I tried to make it like a makeshift like Trans Am series, just because like iRacing itself doesn't actually have a Trans Am series, which I wish it would. Like TA2 cars or in TA1 cars, I feel would be an awesome like combination, especially at like the older like GT3 cars, like the older. like the non-Evo Audi, the older Mercedes AMG GT3, Ferrari 488 GT3s, just older cars like that. Like I feel like it would be a cool um ordeal like that, or just something like that, like another multi-class racing, but just a bit unique. And the fact that what was that? Granted, even though I will say, granted they do have like it split a little bit. Like TA2 doesn't completely. I think the only time I think I've seen um TA2 race with TA and the what is that, the SGT and GT or what, XGT or whatever it is they have in the classes now. I think the only thing I see them running G or run TA2 with those cars, I think it's more in like, was Gateway last year, I think. Last year or 2023, I can't remember. But that was the last time I remember uh TA2's running with them. So I gotta take a drink real quick. Oh. Yeah. I did have a bit of it. So okay, let me get these ones in a sec. I had an idea where it's like, I kind of wonder what a NASCAR series would be like if you had like GT1 style cars or GT3 style cars or GTE style cars. These were kind of like these kind of came up just because like you get a bunch of boomers that would be like, oh, they need to go back to running actual street cars and make actual stock cars and have cars actually look like what they do on the streets. It's like, my brother in Christ, you literally just described every GT and touring car series there is in the world. That's one half of it. The other half of it is what was it? Back in 2022, I think. iRacing for Week 13 had like the what was it? I think it was the Ridiculous series or the uh mix up series or whatever it was. It was GT3s on all the oval tracks. You had Phoenix, you had Charlotte. I remember that one because I won that one in a Porsche. Um, had some other ones. I think Texas was on there. I think I can't remember if Bristol was on there. I know there's a number of intermediates and short tracks in there. But that's what kind of like inspired like this bit, and I do want to try these again and see if it might make something interesting happen with like GT, like proper GT cars, to see how that is. These ones here, um, I kind of had the idea because like it was something that's currently going on with the like how people are discussing with the All Star race for NASCAR, how it's like, maybe they should make it so it's like a multi-class series. Like you have uh Cup Xfinity or Xfinity, or I guess like the O'Reilly series, what it'll be come next year, and the Truck series all race on the same time. Which I do like. I've thought of this like years ago that it'd be something they could do. Although my version of it would be either have the top four series, like you'd have Cup, Xfinity, Trucks, and ARCA, and then that would be like one bit of it. That would be one side of it, and it'd be like you take like the top 10 or so in points, and then um that's who you all have for an all-star race. There's that, and then there's also one where it's a like every single NASCAR series ever made. So you have Cup, Xfinity, Truck, and ARCA. But you also have ARCA East and West, maybe. Just even though those just need to like just get absorbed fully by Arca and just run as whole. Like, because let's just face it, it's like not really. I know they both having all three series. It's not like how it was back when Arca wasn't absorbed by NASCAR yet. It was just the K&N Pro and K&N Pro East and West series. At least now you can like distinguish them at least. But now I think it's just this. It's not really helping the series that much. I don't think that, or they just need to like run the East and West series more with like something similar to like I think what uh the Canadian series cars run or whatnot. Like something more of a like a late model style of car instead of like a uh just a Gen 6 car with like some Gen 4 put into it and um a lot of like what is it, like composite body into it. Like I think it's just make kind of hurt because that's something is just kind of hurting the Arca grid a little bit. Just I think just the car in general, like it's very aerodynamic. It's essentially what a lot of the Gen 6 was. I mean, obviously because like same body style, same chassis, but just slightly modified. And I don't know. And you just talk about guys that um probably just showing up just for like the money there, or they're just trying to show up so they can run the championship in some form, or and they're just doing it with like late model budgets, if you will. Like you're trying to run essentially a slightly cost effective Gen 6 car with the budget of a late model team, of your local late model team. That's essentially what it is. But anyway. But anyway, so you'd have like the Cup Series, Xfinity, Truck, and Arca, maybe possibly East and West Series, and then you'd have the NASCAR Canada Series, uh, Mexico Series, and even the unknown Brazilian Series that seems to just get brushed under the rug somehow, or just at least gets it's just unknown to NASCAR fans, if you will. Maybe aside from those who are in Brazil, and even the NASCAR Euro Series, if they could try to get or find a way to have the series either come over or have all the series like run some part of the world, which would be interesting and help with the um help with the side of NASCAR that wants to run international races. That would probably help that there. And then if again if it's possible, it would be interesting to see maybe if the NASCAR wheel and modified tours and advanced auto part late model series can run with them. It would be interesting to have that. I don't like, and then they like put them all on like maybe most likely probably a road course, just because like that'll probably have to be um how it'd be run. But it'd be essentially that. I'm not. I'm still kind of working on how you'd be able to qualify for the All Star race at that point, because my thing of this, it's like the All Star race, like since the pandemic, it's like lost its identity. Like, like, and granted, it's like, it's like before it was essentially just a race where NASCAR itself is just testing. I just fucked something off. It's essentially just became a race where NASCAR just implements some sort of rule, and then it'll most likely somehow get implemented into the series at some point. Like you take like the 550 package, big like that got added in, uh, and became the big package that um like that became the package that NASCAR wanted them to run. Like you had that, you had uh the double file restarts they used to do back in the day during the Gen 4 era. You'd have like special paint schemes that they'd run for that race. Well, that's more just a team thing, but you get what I mean. Like it just all just everything NASCAR did during that race, they all got blurred into the main series, including like especially the big ones that we all talk about now: stage racing, horsepower combinations, the way the fields are usually set up for restarts and whatnot. Like it's all just become that, if you will. Um, and then we get to the pandemic era. It kind of goes back to what the All Star Race was originally supposed to do, which was um go to different races. Like if everyone doesn't know, that's what it originally was supposed to be for the All Star Race, was that it was supposed to just go to a different track every single time. They did it with Atlanta. It didn't stick well, so they just brought it back to Charlotte, and that's where it stuck. Get to the pandemic years, and then they moved to Bristol, which that was, yeah. And then it went to Texas for 2 years. That was an absolute dog shit, and we will never freaking talk about that ever again. And it was bad when even Fox themselves says run the All Star race anywhere but Texas. Like that's how bad Texas has gotten. There's that, and then there's where we've had it the past number of years already at North Wilkesboro, and then now they're just moving it to for some reason Dover. I don't understand it. Like who asked for it? Like every decision NASCAR could have made, and nobody can find who the fuck asked. Quite literally. Um. So this is because this is kind of where my thinking is coming from. It's like, why? It's like, well, why is the All Star race mainly complied of just the Cup drivers? Like the way granted, this is more just from the media itself. Like it's pushed off like, or it's pushed out like a lot of the drivers and a lot of the other NASCAR series that around the world. Like you take for the Xfinity series, like we got like, tell me how many people are fans of like drivers like Kiner Zillage, Justin Allgaier, um, who am I thinking here? AJ Allmendinger when he was running in that. Just a lot of the people that, or a lot of the drivers that in Xfinity, like they have a lot of fans backing them. Like they have a lot of fan support. All through that. So it's like you have that, like Xfinity and Truck Series, and then you take like how like you actually have a number of U.S. fans here that actually watch the NASCAR Canada series just because like they run a large majority of different style of tracks with a car that is very reminiscent of the Gen 4 car, but with a more manufactured style nose. Like even Dodge still runs in that. Like you have Chevy Camaro, Ford Mustang, and Dodge Challenger. Like Dodge left years ago, and they are still running both in Trans Am and in the NASCAR Canada series. Hell, even the NASCAR Euro series has its own YouTube channel. And you take a look at the rise with Daniel Suarez and the push forward to get Mexico City on its calendar. Like, what was it, last year for the Clash? They had the NASCAR Mexico series run with the Cup series at the LA Coliseum. Which is another thing too, um like the Clash and the All Star race have just kind of blurred together with the same style of uh format, if you will. Like they're both they both run at short tracks. They're both uh 200 250 laps. They both have a stage somewhere. They both have qualifying races. It's the only difference is one's just more of like a like one's more run at a track that actually I can't really say it. Well, was I should say was run at a track where it was bringing new fans with the LA Coliseum, and now like currently now both of them now just run at a track that uh like old school diehard NASCAR fans have been begging for back. That's pretty much all it's like come to. So, but it's like you have all that. It's like you know because it just gets you thinking. Well, why is it just the NASCAR Cup drivers that are the all stars for said when a lot of other fans are or a lot of NASCAR fans are backing those in some of the lower divisions or in other series. So it's like my thing of it is like, so why don't we just get like some of the guys from, or let's just like take all of the NASCAR series we have, put on most likely some road course unless it's like, uh, if only NASCAR can only do like maybe trucks, Xfinity, and Cup or in ARCA, if you will. And like that series, you can maybe put them on either both a road course or an oval, depending on the size of oval. Like obviously, you're not going to put them on like a like Martinsville, for example. But I got to thinking, like, why not have it be all NASCAR series around the world? We either have like top 5 or top 10 in points. Um, all come out somewhere on some road course, maybe like a VIR or something. Just because like to me like VIR, especially mainly just because of, like with the Grand Course, because I ran that last year in iRacing for the 4 hour endurance race. Um, to me that kind of just seems a bit like America's Nürburgring, if you will. It is pretty close to it. So maybe something like a VIR or something. Um, or maybe possibly an international race that can fit all the series. And if maybe like NASCAR can is gonna like pay for the shipping to be wherever. I can see like just all those series come together and uh just run one big giant all star race in a multi class race setting. Doesn't how many laps they could do? Uh, enough. It could be 100 miles. It could be an hour race. It could be 250 miles. Don't matter. Like, just as long as we get all these series, all these cars on the same track with the top drivers of each series and let them all run in one big all-star race. No, that was kind of like my planning with all these. Like God, this one. When the hell did I set this one up? Does it even say? Can't remember. Well, to make it one thing sure, that this one was the first one that had this. This one was just Cup, Xfinity, Truck, and Arca, old Arca car, and this is what I had the idea for. This is like this was still back when they were running the Gen 6 and trying to figure out where to have the All Star race or even just a Clash, just because like the Clash was a big topic of where to run it. Just run it around the Nürburgring. But yeah, these were all these just came in from, but I don't know. I just like really goofy combos that you wouldn't really think of, and usually need a little bit of goofiness and chaos in very serious settings. I think that's why I like the Charlotte Roval so much in NASCAR, just because like it's different. Like, and I was pretty much really against it back when it was starting up because I'm just like, oh my god, they're just taking a page out of Grand Am's book. Like, go figure. And then they ran it, and I'm just like, you know, this actually actually ain't that bad. They actually made it work. I'm impressed. The one thing I just hate is how much the media kind of gives NASCAR way too much credit of creating the quote unquote roval. Like rovals have been around for a long time. Like they don't need the credit for creating that. I'm pretty sure it's just something that they made popular just because like sports cars have always run it, and well, how many people really, like, at least here in the U.S. like really pay attention to, like, especially when you're talking like against like NASCAR or IndyCar, back in the day, like how many people are just gonna pay attention to 100% of that aren't like Rolex 24 casuals, for example. But yeah. God, sorry. What what am I doing today? I should say. I did. Was it planning on streaming this late? Damn. Um. So what do I got going on today? Well, I'm gonna be doing another endurance race. That's for sure. Um. Probably I'm gonna be running Michelin Pilot Challenge around 8 o'clock tomorrow, and I'll probably do before then do like what I did. Was it a couple weeks ago when I ran Mission Pilot, wrecked out of that, and then ran Road America and GTE and Daytona in the A Class NASCAR Cup Series. It'll probably be something like that that I'll end up doing, and then um, I think that's all I'm gonna have all for technically today, if you will, since it's like 1:19 a.m. Um, It'll definitely be that. Sunday. Sunday, I'm gonna be doing another 2 hour endurance race. I'm gonna be doing the production car challenge around Navarra, just because like I've done that earlier. Oh my god, I actually I totally didn't stream snipe Blueberry and ran a race with her. All because listen, hold on, listen. She was shit talking the Renault Clios. All right, I am an advocate for the Renault Clios. We ain't talking shit about the Clios in this household. uh, but yeah. But I mean, the Renault Clio is actually pretty goated. Like, I think it's just because like some tracks, it's like it does get in the way of like other cars, like the GR86 and um Mazda MX-5. But I think that's just more because like the way the cars are, like a GR86, like granted it's slower, but it has a little bit of downforce to it. If you kinda MX-5 is just very mechanical grip heavy, and you can just slow it around. Plus the fact that both cars are rear wheel drive and the Renault is front wheel drive, and the only thing it has for it is like top speed, is like straight line speed. But listen, I had to do it. Uh, but I I was running it and I'm just like, you know what, this is actually kind of a meme race. It's because like it's the short layout for Navara, and like the only time I've seen it run was with Arca. Um, I think for the last time it was running in iRacing with the old Arca car, if you will. Um, so yeah, there's that, and then Monday, probably streaming a couple things. I do want to do um Proto GT at Le Mans uh once more before the week changes. Maybe GT if it's possible, or if I have the time, if there's enough time for. Um, like it's either going to be probably either or, GT Proto GT or IMSA at Indy. It's probably either the Audi, or I'll probably run it in one of the LMDH cars, just because we got the new hybrid update coming in later on. But and then probably goof around with some week 13 stuff the rest of the night for Monday night. Um, Wednesday I'll probably maybe do another stream, and then probably also get the Aston Martin Vantage GT3 and the maybe the Indy Next, and try those out and goof off and see what some of the series they got running for week 13 are. And then Friday, we're gonna be finishing up Amnesia: The Dark Descent 100%. We are, and then the week after, next week, or how can I say this? Like we have this coming week, the week after, the week after that. Probably be starting a new. I'm probably gonna be doing Poppy's Playtime. I'm going to do um probably going to be playing chapter 1 and chapter 2 all at once, and then play chapter 3 and 4 all in one stream um for the start of spooky season. But yeah, but that's what I got going on for this weekend and next week, and yeah. Anyway, I need to go to sleep here. Um, yeah, thank you all for joining me. Thank you anyone showed up for the stream. Thank you MP for the raid earlier. Thank you anyone who watches the VOD later on. Well, pieces of it, I should say. Way to go. Way to go, connection. Way to go, computer. I'm slowly going to be trying to upgrade my PC a little bit. It badly needs to be up some new parts to it. But yeah. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all, I guess, later today, I guess. Anyway, have a good day and night, all. Peace.
A fucking blood clot, yeah, one shot, give it all you got, and never back down. No, I'm